I spend a lot of time thinking about the monsters lurking deep in the ocean, but I'm always comforted by the fact that they're far, far away. Up until I started researching for this video, I never thought about what might be lurking in rivers flowing freely through our land.
Hello, sunfish.
Sunny the sunfish.
It turns out, they're just as nightmarish. In today's video, we're talking about 10 giant river monsters in the world. Stay tuned because some of these are awful. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to The Supreme, and click the notification bell for more lit content. Let's get rolling. Giant freshwater stingray. I had no idea that stingray also lived in fresh water. I thought they were exclusively ocean dwellers, but it turns out that they're found in large rivers in Southeast Asia, such as the Mekong. The Mekong River spans Thailand, China, Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Vietnam. It's over 2,700 miles in length and filled with river monsters, including the freshwater stingray.
Good, Yuli.
Good, big monster!
Giant river stingray are, like their name suggests, massive. They can span up to 8 feet and are thought to weigh up to 1,300 pounds. These river monsters are carnivores and use mouth sensors to snap up clams and crabs. Stingray don't prey on humans, but they do pose a risk to people who come into accidental contact. We all know what happened to wildlife journalist Steve Irwin, who was killed by a ray in 2006. Stingrays have sharp barbs on the base of their tails. Not only are they sharp, but they're also venomous too. There's a video of an encounter with a giant stingray in a river in Bangkok. The footage has been watched over 5 million times and shows fishermen grappling with a mammoth-sized fish. What a monster. Goonch. Meet the giant devil catfish, or goonch. It is a massive catfish that can be found terrorizing fast-moving rivers in South Asia. These fish are some of the scariest monsters on the planet, let alone in rivers. These absolute beasts stretch to over 6 feet 6 inches in length and have been known to weigh over 200 pounds. Essentially, the goonch is bigger than your average human, which is a terrifying thought. These river monsters have a murderous reputation too. Between 1998 and 2007, there were a series of disappearances and mystery attacks in 3 villages on the banks of the Kali River in India and Nepal. It was concluded that a man-eating goonch was on the loose and had taste for humans. The creature even reportedly took down a water buffalo, which would have been several times its size. Since then, the killer goonch has become part of local lore. Anaconda. Serious question. Who here can actually say the word anaconda without wanting to sing the Nicki Minaj chart topper? Now, be honest with yourself. So, anacondas are giant snakes. You probably already know that. But do you know just how big they can get? The biggest of the anaconda family is the green anaconda, which lives in the Amazon basin. Pound for pound, these are the biggest snakes in the world, and they really do look like actual monsters. It is true that they aren't venomous, but they are super constrictors, which means they can take down animals much bigger than humans and squeeze them until they, well, you know. These snakes can be found almost exclusively in the water and only slither around to riverbanks to catch prey. Anacondas are muscular and can weigh over 160 pounds. They've been documented to reach over 20 feet, and there have even been some reports of behemoths stretching over 30 and 40 feet. Can you even imagine? Not only are these snakes long, they're bulky. And I, for one, would not want to meet this river monster eye to eye. Giant mottled eel. Do you like giant mottled eels? And don't lie. Well, do you? No, I guess you don't. I'm not a fan of regular-sized eels, but to be honest, these are too snake-like for me. Giant eels are a whole new level of nope. The giant mottled eel is the largest freshwater eel in the world and can grow to over 6 feet in length. They only weigh 45 pounds, so a human could easily lift one, although they are still stressfully long and slippery. While the stories have less credibility than those of the killer goonch, in Fiji, giant mottled eels have been blamed for 2 disappearances on the Pacific island. American alligator. Who here has seen an alligator firsthand? American alligators are some of the OG river monsters, and they cause havoc in Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. American alligators are large crocodilians that can trace their ancestry back millions of years, which isn't surprising considering they look like dinosaurs.
Oh no, she got it! She got it! Good job, Donnie!
These beasts can stretch up to 15 feet and weigh over 1,000 pounds, although bigger variations have been spotted. Alligators love wetlands, which is why you can see them in swamps and rivers, lurking and waiting to catch their prey. They are apex predators, which means that no animal hunts them, but they eat plenty. Alligators eat fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals. They don't prey on humans, but there is usually at least one fatality linked to alligators each year. A giant alligator took a stroll across the fairway, making his way to the lake beside the 3rd hole at Buffalo Creek Golf Club. Rhizodont. We're at the halfway point in our list, and I'm guessing you're kind of freaked out by the river monsters out there just waiting in the water to strike. I decided this would be a good opportunity to remind you how good we all have it in this modern era. Sure, we have some terrifying river monsters, but they are nowhere near as terrifying as they once were. The biggest river monster of all time lived 300 million years ago, the Rhizodus. The killer fish was thought to be 23 feet long and weighed over 8,800 pounds. The Rhizodont was bigger than most fishing boats. Oh, and they had fangs. They were roughly the size of a killer whale, but they lived in rivers. Can you even imagine? This giant creature lived in Scotland and North America back when they were part of Pangaea. Often given the title of the greatest river monster of all time, I would not have wanted to live in an era where this beast could swim upstream or walk on riverbanks. Japanese giant salamander. Ugh, these beasts look, well, beastly. These are the world's largest amphibians. They grow to 5 feet in length and weigh around 60 pounds. These fish are practically blind and see using sensors instead. One of the freakiest things about the Japanese salamander is that it can open its mouth the width of its body. Creepy. But remember I said one of the freakiest? Well, there is something else. This salamander can leak a strong-smelling toxic milk when it feels threatened. Apparently, it smells like Japanese pepper, and for this reason, the creature is often known as the giant pepperfish in Japan. Even though they may look scary, Japanese salamanders only eat frogs, snakes, and fish, and aren't a risk to humans. They actually have a very slow metabolism, so they can go weeks without eating. Another fun fact, Japanese salamanders get old. They can live up to the age of 80 out in the wild. Indian narrow-headed soft-shell turtle. This is the weirdest looking turtle I've ever seen. These endangered turtles can be found in India, Nepal, and Bangladesh, where they wait hidden under sand with just their nose exposed. When prey comes near, the river monsters can quickly expand their necks out of their shells and grab at food. These are big turtles too. They're between 3 to 4 feet in length and can weigh 250 pounds, which is heavier than most humans. Rather than having the hard shells you would associate with turtles, soft-shell turtles have a smooth, leathery style shell. I don't like thinking about how that would feel if I touched it. Giant Siamese carp. Giant Siamese carp are the biggest species of cyprinid in the world, but they're also critically endangered. It can be found in Mekong, Mekong, and Chao Phraya rivers in Southeast Asia, where it is nicknamed King of Fish. These fish are heavy. They weigh 660 pounds and in some cases have been known to reach 9.8 feet long. Although they have gigantic-looking mouths, Carp are vegetarian fish who only eat algae, plankton, plants, and some fruits, although weirdly they've been known to eat noodles when fed by humans. Unfortunately, these days the fish are threatened to the brink of extinction by water pollution and overfishing. Goliath tigerfish. For me, it's hard seeing fish with teeth. I just don't like it. The Goliath tigerfish has a very intimidating set of fangs, making it one of the scariest river monsters in the entire world. These beasts live in the Congo River Basin in Africa and have been known to attack humans. According to locals, the fish is possessed with an evil spirit that will occasionally make it strike out. Locals also say that it has no fear of crocodiles. Doesn't sound great, does it? The Goliath tigerfish is said to grow to 5 feet and can weigh up to 155 pounds, and its size doesn't scare me so much as its 32 razor-sharp teeth. Okay, so you won't catch me by a river again. How about you? What did you think about these 10 giant river monsters? Are you as freaked out as I am? Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know what monster you think is the scariest. I'm torn between the killer goonch and classic anacondas.